I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. With the annual Potato Bowl coming up Friday, John Arking reports COVID-19 testing of athletes has become a concern.
Flagler County Health Officer Bob Snyder says at this point there is no plan in place from the school district to test players after games, meaning student athletes will compete and go back into school without being tested. However, he says that doesn't mean there won't be any testing.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, we are testing at Buddy Taylor's school, 3:30 to 5:30 in the afternoon, specifically for students, teachers, and staff. In case they have been close contacts, they can't get in to see their primary care doc, we have it covered at Buddy Taylor.
The FHSAA told WNZF that a COVID testing protocol is up to each district. But for Dr. Stephen Bickle, medical director at the Florida Department of Health, Flagler County, the horizon for testing is looking much more optimistic than it is currently.
Right now, because of the technology and our resources available and the amount of money we can spend on testing, we're limited to testing people who are symptomatic or contacts or for some reason worried about it and kind of come to us. There's another level of testing, strategy of testing that is coming, and it's actually, what people refer to like when they look at the NBA and these other places where you have a lot of resources and special test machines and stuff. You can shift to surveillance testing, which is going to be a game changer. Then you could test every team player before the event.
You can hear Potato Bowl play-by-play right here live on WNZF starting at 7 p.m. Friday night. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Ark.
Honoring those who died in the tragic terrorist attack on the World Trade Center towers 19 years ago is still fresh today for Gail Wadsworth, the organizer of a memorial walk over the weekend. Karen Johnson has the story.
More than 100 volunteers walked the steps for 3 miles to Veterans Park on Saturday for the 9/11 Walk to Remember those lives who were taken within an instant.
This walk is a memorial to 9/11, to police officers, firefighters, and our military.
Gail says 20 to 30 more people held flags waving the red, white, and blue in a stand for sacrifice and freedom in the United States. Gail still remembers that day on September 11th, 19 years ago.
I was in my office on 9/11 in the old courthouse, had the only television in the building. The announcement came through from the judge's office, really. And everybody in that courthouse was in my office watching everything happen. You see the tears?
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Flagler County is getting a new face in its administration. If you draw a line from Albany, Oregon to Bunnell, Florida, it's a long distance. It represents the distance that Jorge Salinas and his family are traveling for him to become Flagler County Administrator's Chief of Staff. So why would somebody come across the country to take this job?
The position actually matched very close to the skills and responsibilities that I have here in the city of Albany. I'm a deputy city manager. So those skills, as I looked at the job description, were very close to what I do here today.
Salinas said there is the usual, the location and the climate. He's originally from Puerto Rico and will be closer to home. Salinas will also play a big role in selecting the next county administrator when Jerry Cameron retires. To listen to the interview with Jorge Salinas and his boss, Jerry Cameron, download the Flagler Radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, why was Jorge Salinas picked for the job? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
The Flagler County Historical Society and the Flagler County branch of the American Association of University Women are working together to restore and relocate the 1916 Seventh-day Adventist Church of Bunnell. Kim Medley is the Publicity and Social Media Director of the Flagler branch of the AAUW.
Evidently, somehow it got moved out to Espanola. Not exactly sure how, but it's been out there, and now that we've found it again, we want to bring it back home to Bunnell and put it next to the Holden House. And the ultimate goal is to have it become a Florida Women's Voting Rights Museum so that, organizations can have meetings there, we can host events there, we can have local exhibits regarding the suffrage movement here in Flagler County. We can also have rotational exhibits from across the state and national exhibits.
The church was originally located on Anderson Street off Moody Boulevard. Local suffragist Alice Scott Abbott was the music director at the church. She remains a finalist for the state's Hall of Fame. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.